The film begins with a married couple, Carey and Ashley, driving along a parkway on what seems like a normal day. They start singing together, laughing a little, but Ashley soon loses interest and grows distant. Trying to make things more exciting, she reaches over and starts to pleasure Carey while he is still driving. Just then, another car drives past them. The passengers notice what is happening and honk at them, making the moment even more awkward. A second later, that same car hits a dirt mound, flips over, and crashes badly. Carey quickly pulls over to help. The man driving the other car is barely conscious, and his wife has been thrown out of the vehicle. Ashley rushes to help and tries to revive the woman, but when the police arrive, they confirm she is already dead. Carey tries to offer help too, but in a very awkward moment, it turns out he hasn't even zipped himself up yet from earlier. The couple continues their drive, but the mood has completely changed. Out of nowhere, Ashley tells Carey she wants a divorce. She confesses that she has been sleeping with other people and even takes out a letter she wrote in advance to explain her feelings. Before she can finish reading, Carey jumps out of the car and runs into a nearby field, overwhelmed by everything. After running for a while, Carey ends up near a lake. He swims across it and reaches the home of his wealthy friends, Paul and Julie. He tells them what just happened with Ashley, and they allow him to stay for the night. During the evening, they casually mention that they are in an open relationship, which surprises Carey. The next morning, things get even more chaotic. A man shows up at the house, claiming that Paul and Julie's son, Russ, stole his jet ski. The strange part is that the man actually came to them on a jet ski, so clearly, Russ didn't steal anything. The man insults Julie, and Carey, trying to defend her, steps in. Julie smashes something over the man's head to get him to let go. Later that day, Julie and Carey spend time together. They talk, they bond, and by the evening, their connection grows into something physical. They end up sleeping together. The next day, Carey feels guilty but also thinks that Paul will be okay with it because of the open relationship. Carey admits to Paul that he slept with Julie, but Paul reacts very differently than Carey expected. Instead of being calm, Paul slaps Carey multiple times. Carey fights back, and soon the two men are wrestling violently through the house. At one point, Paul even sprays hairspray and tries to light it to burn Carey's face. The fight turns into complete chaos. They break Russ's fish tank, and both men scramble to save the poor fish. The fight finally ends when they crash through a window and fall into the swimming pool just as Julie and Russ come home. Julie is shocked to see the two of them fighting like children. She forces them to apologize to each other, but she also apologizes for how out of control everything got. The next day, Carey joins Julie and Russ at a carnival. He helps Russ win a few goldfish, but then he makes a terrible decision and takes the fish with him on a roller coaster. Unsurprisingly, he loses all of them. Things get worse when a single dad named Brent and his son join the group. Brent seems very friendly with Julie, and Carey becomes jealous. His aggressive behavior scares Brent away, leaving Julie upset. When Julie confronts him about his behavior, Carey admits that the night they spent together meant a lot to him. Julie gently tells him he needs to stop obsessing over it and move on. When Carey goes back home, he finds Ashley hooking up with a young man named Jackson. Instead of getting angry, Carey seems oddly calm about the situation and even makes Jackson a sandwich. Ashley tries to finish reading her letter, but Carey stops her and suggests that they try an open relationship rather than get divorced. He admits that he has already slept with someone else but doesn't mention that it was Julie. Ashley surprisingly agrees, and Carey sleeps in a separate room, listening as Ashley and Jackson continue having fun. Soon, Ashley takes full advantage of the open relationship and starts seeing other people. Two of them, Feed and Antonita, even move into the house. Carey gets along with them surprisingly well, which annoys Ashley because she expected him to be jealous. Meanwhile, Paul shows up at Carey's house. He is now separated from Julie and wants revenge for Carey sleeping with her. Ashley overhears and finally learns the truth. Paul tries to convince Ashley to sleep with him as payback, but Ashley refuses. Later, Julie drops Russ off at school, where Carey has taken a job helping with drop-off duty. He leaves his post to go spend time with Julie. During their outing, Julie tells Carey that Paul has shut down his company, and their assets have been frozen. Carey admits that he cannot stop thinking about her, and to his surprise, she feels the same way. Julie also reveals that she never actually slept with anyone else during her marriage to Paul, despite the so-called open relationship. The two share a heartfelt kiss before Carey heads back to work, now feeling much happier. Paul, who has been staying at Carey and Ashley's house, notices Julie dropping Carey off and suspects that something is going on between them. A few days later, Carey joins Paul and Julie at school because Russ got into trouble for pantsing another kid who pantsed him first. Unfortunately, Russ accidentally broke the other kid's arm in the process. During a tense meeting with the school's director, Russ is expelled. Carey tries to defend him by admitting he encouraged Russ to do it, which only gets Carey fired from his job. Outside the school, Julie unleashes her anger on Paul. She confronts him about secretly taking out loans in Russ's name and also learns that Paul is being investigated for tax fraud. Their financial troubles are piling up. They are about to lose their beach house, and Julie's car has already been taken away. As if things couldn't get worse, Julie blurts out that she has been sleeping with Carey and even humiliates Paul by saying that Carey is better in bed. Paul eventually ends up in jail for a short period. Russ is told that his dad is just away on business so that he doesn't find out the truth. Carey visits Paul in jail, and Paul admits that he has made a mess of everything. When Paul is released early, Carey stays with Paul, Julie, and Russ. Paul finally agrees to sign divorce papers for Julie. At one point, Paul and Ashley attempt to sleep together just to make Carey and Julie jealous, but they stop midway and agree that it isn't worth it. Ashley even admits that nothing will ever make Carey jealous anyway. Soon, it is time for Russ's birthday party. One of Ashley's lovers, a man who performs as Matt the Mentalist, entertains the kids with magic tricks. Paul shows up with a new woman, Carey, who is dressed to look exactly like Julie, clearly just to provoke her. Later, Ashley finds Carey alone and tries to win him back by singing a romantic song they first heard together at a concert when they were dating. Carey finally tells her that their relationship is toxic. He confesses that he only befriended all her lovers to annoy her and make her jealous, not because he was actually okay with them. He says he doesn't think they should stay together as a couple, but maybe they could still be friends. Meanwhile, Julie confronts Paul over Carey, and Paul admits that he never actually slept with anyone else during their marriage. The idea of an open relationship was just something he invented out of insecurity, because he was afraid Julie would eventually leave him. Julie and Paul end up sleeping together right there, and Carey accidentally walks in on them, which makes him feel even worse. Soon, all four adults, Carey, Ashley, Paul, and Julie, along with Matt, end up in the kitchen arguing. Carey and Paul start physically fighting again. Ashley brings out a new version of her letter, telling Carey that she really does want to be with him this time. At the same time, Matt performs a dramatic act to confess his love for Ashley. The chaos is interrupted when a fire breaks out after Carey gives Russ oversized candles for his birthday cake. The candles tip over and set something on fire, but thankfully, someone grabs a fire extinguisher and puts it out. In the final scenes, we see everyone at the hospital. Paul and Russ come out with gifts showing that they are okay. It is revealed that Carey and Ashley have had a baby boy and seem to have repaired their marriage. The families spend one last day together at the beach house before it is turned into a bed and breakfast. Julie and Paul are not officially back together, but they still have a complicated and somewhat sexual relationship. In the closing moments, Russ takes off with a friend on a stolen jet ski, and Carey and Paul end up fighting the owner of the jet ski. Ashley and Julie watch the chaos unfold but decide to let the men handle it themselves.